First Corinthians 13 verse 7. Beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Following yesterday's sharing. The difference lies not in the fact that I am of a different breed, or that I am exceptionally fortunate. The reason is that what they hoped for is undeserved, and therefore, a false request. While what I hoped for stemmed from having a matching character, hoping for something proper. It is precisely because of that hope, which originated from having a deserving character, that God concealed his vision within my hope. At the time, I thought it was simply my hope. But it turned out to be a vision. Just like the realization of the first momentum. We now see that things have happened, and God is genuinely great. However, looking back at the first momentum, the initial hope was actually a vision. As is well known, if I did not have this hope, the miracle that gave us the first momentum would not have occurred. Since the appearance of the first momentum, the world has never had anything like it. This has nothing to do with recent feng shui or the quality of the weather, the strength of the Earth's magnetic field, or even the increase or decrease of solar flares. It is not the case that out of 10 churches, one will have the first momentum. No, until now, only we have the first momentum. Therefore, it is not a matter of luck. Instead, it is the fulfillment of what I hoped for. And it can even be restarted. Upon this restart, I have come to realize the astonishing magnitude of what was indeed given to me by God based on what I hoped for. It is neither a coincidence nor something that humans can achieve. Looking back now, it was a vision. And it was my hope. It is because my character at the time was so closely aligned with God. He gave me a glimpse of the future, allowing me to capture it. I didn't know at the time that it was a prophecy. If we were to narrate it using the narrative structure of the movie Tenet, from God's perspective, this event had already happened. It is just a matter of reversing time and implanting the idea in my mind, giving me hope so that it can manifest. On that day, the first momentum was like this. And so was the fourth momentum. As is well known, the fourth momentum originated from the temple's construction. The construction of the temple itself is a sacrifice. We willingly obeyed and carried out the demolition of the temple, which is also a sacrifice. Now, with the arrival of the fourth momentum, the construction of the temple is nothing but a small matter for us. Moreover, it is our primary task to build the temple. The fourth momentum also comes from God. And the prophetic nature within it is undoubtedly guided by God. It is because it is connected to the construction of the temple. And all the years when the temple was completed have been fulfilled. Clearly, as I have said, these hopes are not something that anyone can possess simply by admiring them. When you see testimonies written by others, they often have a misleading effect, creating an illusion that if others can do it, you can do it too. However, in these testimonies, they fail to mention that their character at that moment was fused with God's character to such a degree that God imparted the message through their character. The person thought it was what they hoped for, simply because that hope was so closely aligned with their character. Only when it is finally manifested, do they realize it was a prophecy. When you read testimonial books that this person wanted something, and it happened. That person wanted something, and it all came true. It can mislead you. especially when the person's character is inherently corrupt, selfish, and driven by desires when faced with failure, lack, or unemployment. They see these testimonies as an immediate solution. They have never truly changed their character. They transform it into different desires. They wonder why it doesn't work. With millions of people in Christianity, they all think it doesn't work, and cannot replicate the success of Zion. Hope, throughout the entire history of Christianity, has been greatly misunderstood, and has ultimately led to confusion and disappointment, which is truly unfortunate. Indeed, this hope, it is not a guarantee that whatever you desire will automatically come true. In reality, it is not so. As I mentioned before, what you hope for will encounter various obstacles and difficulties before it is born. Just like Zion, it is a challenging path to success, even if you have hope. But if your faith is shattered and you give up during the process, you will be left with nothing. It is precisely because of this that Zion is so precious and treasured. 1 Corinthians 13 verse 7. Beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things.
I've got your passion in me, a heart that never dies. The years may pass me by, but your love will stay the same. I've got your passion in me, a heart that never dies. The years may pass me by, but your love will stay the same.